that case, let us continue. Is anything else you would like to do at this point? I'd say about 4 hours have passed. Rika, what would you like to do next? Or are you going to sit here and continue trying to guess the title?
I'm still gonna sit here and try to find out because now this is occupying Rika's mind.
Okay. What about you, Saban?
I guess I could ask Irene if she wants to help me try to move the stone.
I suppose so, but I don't really see anything right now.
Well, you can keep touching along the walls, and stone is easy enough to feel.
Okay, I suppose we can try. Um,
Yeah, just take some time.
Rika, please do roll me just a straight intelligence, just to see if you can, if just to see if you can, if your brain has like an incredible moment of clarity.
Intelligence
Nah,
is
not really.
my
Um,
secondary stat.
no, you don't
Yeah.
really feel like there's anything coming to you. Like you have the facts already in front of you. You feel like it's going to be hard to be any more specific than you already are. Like you feel like you're on the right track. It's just something is missing. Like yeah, it's going to be hard to guess the right thing. You're not even sure if you're supposed to use lady or goddess or deity. Who knows? Anyway, back to the matter with the stone. You manage eventually to get there. It is a bit hard because it is completely black and doesn't have the Irene. It is a bit clumsy in this. You both get
Yeah,
there.
guide her by hand.
Excellent.
She's
You
not
do
so
manage to
comfortable.
get there. She, it is, you get there and you try to push the stone. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, roll me an athletics. You do not have advantage on this. I'm sorry to say that Irene's help is not enough to grant you advantage. Like she gives it her
No,
best. You feel
no.
motivated. You feel better, but sadly, practically speaking, she does not help much.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that can really help in that case because Bala can, well, 200 kilos or so is still easy for him to move, but anything above that, which I'm down
Go
not
ahead and
good
give
at,
it a
is.
roll. Okay, you know what? I actually take it back. You feel like she is actually helping more than you think she was. Because, first of all, well, this is rather heavy. And honestly, every little bit makes a difference. And I'm going to tell you out of character that she didn't give you advantage, but she did lower the DC. And the
Mm,
DC was quite high. And you succeeded.
yeah.
So, as you
I think
push, it feels like going against concrete, like just pushing against the wall. You feel like you're not making much progress. But you really put your back into it. You try to sustain it. You push and you push and you push. You also hear next to you Irene groaning as she also tries her best. Rika, you're the only one seeing this, like both of them really going all out, trying to push it. And for a moment, it feels like nothing is happening. You're wasting your time. But then, just a little bit, you feel it giving way. Just a little. You feel it going. And slowly, very slowly, and it takes a lot of strength, you push it and you see it actually giving way by a centimeter, and you keep pushing, and it's another. And I need you to roll me
Mm.
another athletics check because this is quite hard.
Alright. Sabron will say like, oh, that's good, that's good. Just keep going, Irene. Just like that.
Okay, you keep pushing. Slowly and very slowly, you get more and more onto it. And as you do, no, you don't see shed because it's still completely dark. You keep going, but now enough of space is open that you can actually hear things from the other place. And you can hear the rush of water. You can hear the surf fall. Water falling on top of other water. You actually realize you're somewhere. And as you keep pushing, roll me another athletics.
And the finishing one. Hmm.
You keep pushing, and at this point, it's starting to get harder and harder. you're not quite sure. It feels like maybe you've stubbed against something, like behind the stone there's another stone or something. It's starting to get harder to push. You try really hard. Irene is starting to grab her hands. You give it one final try to push it out of the way, and it worked. Suddenly, the stone almost flies away from you. Like you've given it your all, and suddenly the stone is gone. You don't feel it anywhere. The way in front of you.
Irene, is there a ledge behind us?
What do you mean, a ledge behind you?
If the stone suddenly flies away, did we accidentally push it over a ledge?
Then it wouldn't be behind you, though, would it? Unless you assume you're already... Okay, never mind. You grab Irene, and you instantly step backwards, just in case. And you're not sure. It's still completely pitch black. You have no way of telling. However, Rika, you do see this. You are currently still in a situation where you're really trying to think, but even so, you couldn't help but look at them a little bit because actually it looked like they kind of were succeeding, and you couldn't help but watch this unfold. And as they are getting to this final push, they push the rock, and nothing seems to happen. But then the rock seems to shoot backwards, and it stays there. And as Saban grabs Irene and takes a step back, you also see what happened. You see a large furred creature holding with one of its claws onto the rock and starting to peek into the room.
Oh. Shit. Hello.
Irene and Saban have no idea what you're currently doing, so...
Just waving at the monster.
Why are you saying hello? What?
Well, to the large fairy creature.
Okay, Irene is starting to walk backwards quite quickly.
Yes, Saban will take a stand between the cave and the...
Okay. So,
the post location.
the creature steps... not really steps, it does step forward. So now it's standing in front of the rock, more or less in the exit. And as you look, you also see a second one behind it, close by. The creature leans forward. Saban, you feel a moist breath in front of you. You have a visitor. Do not think about escaping. Step back.
Saban does take a step back slowly.
Good.
Covering up his hands and movements with the cloak.
Rika, you see a woman stepping past the two and stepping inside of the room. The
Hello.
Hi. She waves back somewhat awkwardly, and the wolves push the rock somewhat back, somewhat, not fully. It's more like it's sideways open. Still enough for a person to get through, but it's now smaller, so it's sort of like the rock is partly blocking the door. And behind that small gap, you also see the wolf standing, the big wolfman. The woman is very barely dressed, wearing some furs, a loincloth, just basic things to cover up most parts. Hello again. Someone, you recognize the voice.
Hello.
It is the wolf that you have had a previous encounter with.
Yeah.
It is the woman that you punched in the face. Good memories.
Yeah. Saban greeted, trying to look in the direction of where the noise is coming from.
So, I'm here to try and help you. Sorry, would you mind closing it off to have some privacy? You have a bit of a grunt
Could they give us a
behind.
light before they do that?
Oh shit! Hang on, guys, keep it open for a moment. I just need to go grab something. Just a moment. Rika, you see her rushing out. Next minute or two. Then comes back, and actually, as she comes back, you see a light behind the rock, and you actually see the beasts for the first time. Two of the hulking beasts, and you see a lantern brought in by the woman. You recognize her immediately. It is the wolf lady from way back in the Vistani camp. She walks in, and once again, she looks to the other two wolves and goes, "Could you close it off? Please give us some privacy." And they do so. Um, hello again.
Hello.
I've never met you before, probably.
Rika, you have. This is
Oh, hi.
our camp visitor.
Hello.
Hi. I remember you were asking a lot of questions.
Yes.
Um, so,
Irene Gresham.
hello. Yeah. The GM doesn't feel like talking to himself today. In any case, it seems like you are in a bit of in a bad situation. I've been trying to, put in a good word for you guys, but uh, yeah, you were involved in killing one of the pack. So,
Did hear so.
um,
Granted, they
So
did
we
attack
are
us first.
imprisoned and waiting to stand on trial.
sure, if you want to say it like that, yeah. Although you
They're
need to,
waiting to execute us, basically.
not quite. It's not determined yet. Although I'm not gonna lie, it would be
Is it to determine whether or not we are also werewolves?
as I say, you're currently not in a great situation, and yeah,
Well, we were all bitten, so
uh, yeah. I mean, to be honest, that would be probably one of the possibilities of how this. Well, I mean, to be honest, we were discussing of having you join the pack, but it seems rather unlikely that you would like to. So that's probably not going to be as an option.
yes, I do like libraries too much.
Yeah.
So Bud kind of just looks to their side like,
Hmm.
In any case, so yeah, right now it's I mean, as you said, like imprisonment and law and that, werewolves don't really do that sort of thing on a normal basis, but we're kind of in a situation of constricting information, wherein we know for a fact that you were involved in killing one of a kind, you traveled with renowned hunters who hunt and kill our kind, and your friend has literally killed one of our kind in front of you and us. So, on the counter
I can
argument,
guarantee you that I saw none of your kind being killed in front of me.
yeah, we can confirm that you were unconscious. You were actually knocked unconscious by one of the wolves that testified all of seeing all of that stuff happening. Um,
Yeah.
then, and I told him that you actually were very decent to me. That you actually, gave me food, and that you didn't kill me when you had the chance. So, did they, and that's probably one of the reasons why you're alive at all, and they didn't just kill you. Um, but at the same time, I don't think how they exactly like the idea of you just running around free either. So, you're kind of in a situation where you need to think of a good reason why they should, you know, how you can make up for what happened, or why they should trust you.
Is the actual wolf killer still alive?
You mean your
Our
friend?
friend. Our friend.
Oh,
We don't care about counters.
he is a. Oh, okay. He is alive. Yes, he is alive currently. Although I'll be honest, his case is treated a little bit harsher than yours.
Well, that's fair.
So,
Well,
to be honest, I think they're currently talking about using him in some sort of trade in a few days.
trade with whom?
Oh, well, I'm not quite sure they talked about Strahd, or, basically using him as some sort of bargaining chip.
I thought you weren't that much connected with him.
Well, I didn't really lie to you. We don't see. We kind of work for him, kind of, but it's more of a
Let's
situation
see.
where right now we're not really in a situation where we can do much work for him because we are kind of dying because of all the hunters. So
Yeah.
plus, it's not really a thing like we have any choice about it.
It
Like,
is what you said that you're doing it out of a must. I'm not exactly seeing how turning him in is a must for you.
it's not a must, but he killed one of a kind, and they hope that by turning him in, we're going to get some favor with him, as well as start maybe making a trade with us and giving us back some of our brethren that he's currently holding in his dungeon.
So you're working for someone who's captured you, kind.
Yeah, as I said, not exactly the sort of glad working for.
Well, if you're not that big fans of Strahd, I can assure you that you will have great benefits in having us roam around. Just
Well, I'm sure you would.
the truth is, you did attack us first.
Yeah, but you were traveling with hunters.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
we
directing
kind of
hunters
needed them to get
backward,
across the river. It was
To
only.
be honest, you don't need to convince me. I
That's fair enough.
you need to think yourself of some reasoning, and I'm not quite sure how willing they are to listen. So you better think of something good. You have some time before they get started, so I would say you better try and think of something good.
So, I mean, question is,
The truth
what kind of
is,
system do you use? Like a council of elders, or
We have one elder person. Yes, we have one person who is currently our elder and kind of our pack leader. To be honest, we have many leaders dying recently, so it's
well,
to be
okay,
honest,
so
he's just a stand-in. The other one that I think attacked you and knocked you unconscious, Savan. Marjorie doesn't know your name, does she? Well, okay, so you guy.
well, and said
no, I think she does know.
Okay. The one that
No,
actually
she
knocked
doesn't.
you out is actually currently in a position where he is about to be announced the leader of the pack. The other person
Well,
that would have
hopefully I made some kind of an impression on him.
maybe in any case, so honestly, he and the current elder are probably the people you need to most try and convince of this. And he is currently quite furious because you killed one of his close friends.
Mm.
It's a bit of a problematic situation because we currently don't have a lot of people in our pack, and you killed one of our only hunters, which means that getting food is going to be a bit rougher for us now.
I see.
Wasn't easy to begin with. Anyway, if you have any idea, like anything you can bargain with, now would be the time to think about that.
Well, the Wolf Slayer uh, seems to have a very big personal vendetta on the beings that took your lands, the Were Ravens. So by letting us walk free, likelihood is that we're gonna be in their hair before too long, which would give you a chance to move back into those lands.
Problem is, though, that I think that's one of the reasons why they're thinking about trading him to the Ravens to make some sort of allegiance. Because he is.
Trading him to the Ravens or trading him to Strahd?
See, they're not sure yet.
Hmm. Well,
It's going to be either
we're
or.
gonna be, well, like you suggesting of trading us in.
We're not
We
even
are
sure
gonna
what we're
be a
going to do with
problem
you guys
for.
yet. Killing you would be kind of a waste because, well, I guess we could eat you, but wouldn't really gain much from it. Turning you
Yeah,
into wolves
I
isn't really a possibility either.
well,
Honestly, we don't even really know what we want to do with you.
Well, I mean, there's a pretty good chance that we've got the curse now, seeing as we were bitten. Um,
I mean,
I,
hopefully. I mean, I hope that's not insensitive, but kind of hope. I mean, would be kind of. Not for you, I suppose, but for us.
well, that doesn't necessarily mean that we'd be working with you. It just means that we'd be cursed with the same thing that.
Well, cursed is a bit rough. It's
Oh,
more,
let's see. Well, it is a curse.
in any case, it would mean that you might be able to, inflict it onto other people.
Yeah,
That does sound like a curse.
It's not a curse.
Yeah.
It
Or a
depends on.
disease.
well, it's more than a disease. You can't.
Some see it as a blessing.
Yeah, I don't hear a lot of people inflicting blessings. It's more actually blessing people. But that is semantics.
Well, I mean, to be honest, it's more a situation of you're cursed, but your children wouldn't be. They would be blessed.
Well,
How would they be blessed and I would be cursed?
that
What
that really
changes in the
depends, 'cause
generation?
Well,
as
there's
far as I know, it's harder to cure.
it's a difference if you're born with it or if you're just given it. If you're born with it, you have a lot more control over these things than if you're
It's
just
also
given them.
hard to get rid of.
It's also a lot less painful.
Yes.
How
I-
nice to know. I
we
hope
can-
you understand that I may not be wishing for that after all.
Well, you've been bitten already. If you have it or not, I don't know. But I mean, unless you've turned into a wolf yet, in which case it would be a bit more obvious.
Well,
I think I have. Also, I think my body hurts too much to be a wolf, considering how fast you people seem to be okay with any wounds you get.
As I said, well, the thing is, it's not necessarily an immediate process. It can take a few days.
yeah, that is the problem. You don't necessarily know immediately, because if you knew immediately, then there wouldn't really be a problem if you could get to someone who could cure it. Well, cure it. It's not disease. Remove the curse.
So, yeah.
What exactly would your pack be interested in? We don't really know that much. We know you want to survive.
To be honest, the main ideas that are currently floating around of, punishing you are eat you, which,
Understand.
yeah, also could
And
be.
quite frankly, I would be fighting back. I'd rather not be eaten.
To be honest, I don't think that's a big concern for them. But
Well,
it's
it
more.
would.
It's more a matter of we wouldn't really get much of it. One of us would be dead, and I mean, I guess we would have one meal out of it, but that's about it.
One meal that fought
It's
back.
eye for an eye mentality. I mean, some people really like it because it would mean you'd be dead, but it's not really beneficial for a tribe.
I
We would have.
mentality.
We kill
Pressure,
one, you kill one of us. It's
yeah, pressure. If the eye for eye mentality is supported by some of your people, is it not true that there were many chances where you would be dead by now if it wasn't for us?
Yes, and I have made that clear. If I hadn't said that, you would be dead by now. Then the mentality would have already been used. I'm just saying it's still one idea that does float around, despite what I've said.
Hmm.
I have told them that you have shown me kindness. The other idea was that you would just be infected with lycanthropy and then, be thrown out. So, for taking a life, you would be turned into wolves in the hopes that you would perhaps create more.
well, that is if we aren't already.
If you aren't already, but in any case, if that would be the verdict, then we would just make very much sure that you are before letting you go.
Well,
And what was another one? Oh yeah, another one would be just to turn you into very well. Let's just say there's worse things than just lycanthropy, like normal lycanthropy. Uh, you have you heard ever like some stories about werewolves that are just uh that are just in that form permanently? And
possibly.
anyway, they were sort of thinking about doing that perhaps to you. It would be a bit of a harsher it would be a lot harsher punishment, and I'm not quite sure they're considering that. I mean, you didn't really kill anyone yourself, so I don't think they're currently thinking of doing that. But it would have been a possibility, especially with the full moon coming up. They would have been able to do the ritual.
Well,
But
mm,
I don't think. So you're telling me that the bulls won't really care for the fact that technically on life part we're even. We've saved one life and
The
we've taken
problem
one life.
is, the problem
And
is that
the
if
thing is, in both cases, it was mostly self-defense on our part.
the problem is you were traveling with one that killed our kind, and then also other hunters. They are afraid that if they let you go, you'll come back and kill us all. I'm
which
completely,
is fair. I'll say that's fair enough.
especially because you killed one of our best warriors. We're more defenseless than ever before.
Why not turn the hunters?
Sorry?
Why not turn the hunters? They know these parts, they know how the lucky works, they know how the hunters work.
Ah, yes, the
They would
hunters.
provide you with knowledge as well as new members.
Do not.
Well, chances are if they turn them, they're going to kill. They're going to try to kill everyone else and then themselves, or they're just going to kill themselves, not get anything out of it.
Let's not talk about the hunters. Their punishment will be a fitting one. In any case, I think
Permanent
your.
wolves? Is it permanent wolves?
Hmm?
Is it permanent wolf form
Yes,
for
it would
them?
be the one.
Okay.
By some, it's considered worse than death. In any case, the good thing about that one, well, I suppose the bad thing, for the person that's happening to, is that it also means you completely lose your mind. So they wouldn't really be themselves anymore. So they wouldn't really know about anything. They would just kill stuff and turn others into wolves. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, currently the big problem is that we are defenseless. Our leaders are a bit worried, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not completely sure their worries are unreasonable. Because if we do let you go and you come out and come back to kill us or have revenge, we won't be able to do anything. We will just die, all of us. It will be the end of us. We can't really allow you to go under the promise that you will take care of ravens or kill them, because how can we trust you?
Which
Yes,
is fair.
just let me be clear though. I do trust you. I want to help you. But I don't think I can make the others trust you just by saying, spare my life. In fact, to be honest, I
So how
myself
could
am
we
a
earn
bit
their
in
trust?
trouble. Because, sorry,
So how could we earn their trust?
I'm not sure. Can you think of anything?
I'm afraid not. Usually, whenever I've had to earn someone's trust, I either get paid enough gold for them to think that I've earned it, or then I beat them up and don't finish them off to show that they can trust me.
That's probably not the best way of going about it.
I kind of figured.
Then again, I suppose maybe it would work with some werewolves.
Yeah, you're tough. You're kind of a
Probably
bit
not.
tough. I'm not sure how many I could handle.
Um, in any case, okay, I don't think I can stick around much longer, but just try to figure something out, and you will later be called in to, tell your side of the story, what has happened from your side, like just how things happened, if you were in any way related to those hunters, and try and, maybe make some deal, give an alternative.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to go. I'll leave you the lantern.
Thank you.
And don't try anything. Please don't try anything.
We'll try.
Wait. Okay. So, trying anything, would that also be opening a door into a place of worship
What?
that is Well, this is the front chamber to a place of worship, and I'm trying to figure out the phrase
Oh,
to open the door into the actual place of worship. It probably wouldn't be an escape route,
what are
but
you
you know,
what are you talking about?
This room that
well,
you see
okay,
us
come
in.
over here. Yeah, take the lantern with. Rika's going to show her
Okay.
the door.
Okay, this is, to be honest, we just kind of okay.
So, apparently, and this is conjecture mostly, just guesswork, but apparently there was a goddess or some kind of deity named Ser who, from 1,000 years ago or so, probably, um, this is only the front chamber to her worship.
I see.
Would the
There,
information you have be of any value to your people?
Sorry, come again?
The information she has, would that be of any value to your people?
About this room?
Yes.
I don't know, to be honest, none of us have any clue what this is about. We just figured it's something with a deity and better be on the safe side and put some some stuff here, like meat once a week or something. We don't really know what this is, and I mean,
yeah,
unless you have some reason why we should care, I'm not quite sure what this is about either.
but yeah, you don't need to put any meat in here. Um, that much is certain.
Uh, that's that's somewhat convenient. I suppose you could bring it up, yeah. I don't think that's going to be enough to let you go, but
Cool. But it's convenient and it's a thing to note. Of course, the writing here is Elvish script, though not written in a way I can read. Um,
but I mean, opening a secret door, it would be better if you don't make anything that could be construed as trying to escape.
dang it.
Yeah, why would we ever want to do that?
I understand, but it's just, I mean, unless you actually manage to escape, I mean, I wouldn't tell anyone, but you're currently not in a great place, and it would be probably better if you didn't put yourself into a worse place by doing anything stupid.
Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, you don't really know anything you think of that we could offer up.
All right, I hope they're going to be somewhat merciful. You did, after all, not really killing. You were just traveling with somebody you're dead, so perhaps they're gonna let you off easy. Hopefully. By the way, about your friends, is that an acceptable loss if you leave without?
Septimus? No, that, would rather keep him around.
Might be tough. You can give it a try by.
Septimus is the most honorable one of us. If any one of us is not going to snitch on you, it would be him.
Um, that's not. I don't. I'm not going to be able to help him break out now. Sorry, I'm already in enough trouble for somewhat being responsible for having him killed because I told them to retreat, and yeah.
Yeah, well, we probably shouldn't have
Mm.
gone after him.
Okay, so I'll leave you to it. I'll see you in bed. She goes back to the rock face and goes, "I'm done here." And scuffling, the rock gets moved away, and she looks back at you and goes, "Best of luck." And she leaves before the wolf once again blocks off the passage. You undo yourselves again. What do we do? God, I have Irene's
Well,
voice of
you,
a person's voice. Need to remember.
We need
before
to find
then,
the reason
at the very
not to
least, you're gonna
kill.
be getting out pretty easily because I'm not sure if you attacked them even once.
What?
sure. Did you slash at them even once?
I can't understand you. Can you?
Did you slash at them at even once?
Me? I, yes, I did, but I didn't really
Yeah,
do anything.
Yeah.
I was a lot worse in that regard. Throwing firebolts a lot, and you know, wasn't too great.
Hmm. Why did you end up running after them?
Well, I mean, uh, if I say sudden compulsion, I mean, a sudden compulsion probably doesn't cut it with these people. So,
Hmm.
but yes, compulsions.
I mean, they are werewolves. Maybe they would sort of relate to that because it's sort of like an
I
instinct
wouldn't call
thing.
it sudden compulsion, but maybe a hunter's instinct.
Well, as far as I know, my compulsions aren't instinct dependent, but they might figure that. They might think it is. Hmm.
What
But yeah,
kinds of
I also would have opposed killing the werewolf. If I wasn't unconscious at the time. Mm.
about Septimus?
Well, Septimus was probably angry that they attacked us.
No, I mean, what are we going to
Never
do?
really caught him as being the more aggressive like that.
Well, I mean, Saban, we were both down because we were hurt by these werewolves. Yeah, it is what it is.
What do we do? How do we get him? Can't just leave him, can we?
No, but you may need to leave me.
You? Why?
Can technically try and take responsibility for it, I suppose. Well, like she kind of said, I didn't kill her when I had the chance to. She didn't exactly escape without notice during the night.
Saban.
I got the questions out of her that I wanted, and in return I promised to free her. I didn't exactly want to say it in the village, that in the camp, that yeah, I let the werewolf go, because I don't think they would have let us go, or at the very least they wouldn't want to meet us ever again.
Well, it would have been nice to know at least.
Well, couldn't really talk about it with the hunters there either.
Well, we did have a stretch of time between the Vistani and Bridge.
Yeah.
We brought it up.
So, what's your plan?
I was supposed to, but people seemed a bit quiet to be talking about it. I also wanted to make sure the Vistani wouldn't be following us. Anyway, technically the reason is mine, as the werewolf did tell me that if we come across any of the kind, should be fine if we do not attack them. Though granted they did attack us, but still the fact that you chased after them and killed, that is the one that makes it a bit of a edge. I doubt it would be as big of a problem if it was killed while it was still attacking. But
Well, if they bring it up again, we'll put it under a compulsion, which it did not have control over.
yeah. I was hoping, and depending on the fact that if we came across them, I would be able to interfere with them, but I got smacked against the tree. So technically it is my fault and responsibility that that one wolf is slain. As for the hunters, I'm pretty sure they can find the same amount of gold pouch that I had on them to point out that we simply hired them to be our guides. Since the bridge was closed.
Yeah. So the current reasons I have to not be killed are that I was following a compulsion. Saban was unconscious most of the time, and Irene was attacking in self-defense.
Okay.
And we hired the hunters as guides.
Okay. That might. I mean, but what do we do about Septimus?
Yeah, there's the problem. That's why I'm saying it's my fault that Septimus did what he did.
How are you going
He
to explain
believed.
that?
Well, since it wasn't clarified that I let the pressure go, to where in his mind the werewolves were an enemy, and in that case most likely the same enemy that had escaped, gotten back up and then attacked us. In his mind he was defending his pack and making sure that we couldn't attack them. So in a way he did exactly the same thing they did. After attacking and going off, came back and well, they didn't kill us. So technically they have that benefit on us. But hopefully at the very least I could get them to just pass all that stuff on me. Though if I do that, Rico, promise me you'll find Rose and look after her. Madame told me that we would meet her on the road if we keep going.
We might. She said we might.
You went there.
Oh, okay. You know, I'd rather we all get out of this.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, yeah, but the best chance for all of us to get away is for me to offer up because,
no, that wouldn't be the best way for all of us to get away because you wouldn't.
yeah. But I have the biggest value for them if I stay. Out of all of us, I'm the best hunter.
Oh, I see. So you would stay with them and hunt for them?
If it need be. Of course, I would rather prefer to leave with the rest of you people, but
Also, that Wolf and Eye for an Eye is so dumb. They obviously haven't read any of the philosophy it's from.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, the whole quote is an eye for an eye makes the world go blind.
So,
but unless there isn't reason, then last resort is that I will simply offer up the remainder. In case I don't have the curse yet, I'll offer up to take the curse and hunt for them.
which one of us should do the talking, though?
I'd say I'm
maybe
pretty charismatic. I think Saban can at least attest to that. When I try to be, at least. When I try to be.
There's charisma, there's also a bit of smugness on you.
Well, okay, in
You
that
would tone
case.
that down when talking with the elders.
So, you're the only one who has talked with a werewolf before all of this. Do you think they're going to listen?
Well, back then it was kind of reversed, as in the werewolf was tied up and I had a sword next to me. And a whole village that was wanting to lynch her, that I could get going at her throat. And I decided against it. She didn't listen to me in that situation. I'm hoping it will work in reverse as well.
Okay, well, let's hope for the best then.
I think that's all we can do unless Rika, you can come up with the name for the fallen goats over there.
What?
Unless you can come up with a name for the fallen goats there.
Well, we also don't know if it's an escape route, and again, we wouldn't be getting Septimus out.
No, but it's an extra leverage for them.
Yeah, but if I open it, I don't know if I can close it again.
Yeah. But if it is supposed to open and it's currently closed, most likely it does close at some point.
True.
You know what? Because you rolled a 19, I'm going to tell you that this is a false idea. This has been closed off purposefully.
Oh. Yeah, if I open it, it's going to stay open.
I mean, most likely you can also close it. That's how
Maybe
doors usually work.
then I'd have to figure out how to close it again, which, with the amount of effort that I'm putting into opening it.
You have no idea how to close it. Like, the only thing you've gathered is how to open it. Closing it, you have no idea. Like, maybe you could apply the same logic backwards? You're not sure. In any case, do you guys want to do anything before the trial begins? Is there anything you would like to do while you're waiting?
As well, try to take a long rest then.
Okay. Okay.